Finishing a sketchbook is an art in and of itself. I understand that white page syndrome is a real thing, and whenever you start that first page you get this feeling of dread of all the other white pages to come. You gotta fill them up, and you are too scared to do so. So you buy another sketchbook and another one, and they start to pile up in this corner of your room, never to be touched or looked at again. Let me tell you, this doesn't need to be that way. Anyway, hi, my name is Bayleaf. I think you might know me from my live series things or other animatics. But today I want a video about how to finish a sketchbook, because I feel like I know how I can help you guys, or maybe give you some tips that could help you with anything. I don't know. I hope you get something out of this video. In the 10 years that I've been a full-on artist with like drawing every day, I completed 22 sketchbooks in total. That's a bit more than 2 sketchbooks in a year. So I think I can say that I have quite some experience with the art of keeping a sketchbook. Even if you're a digital artist, keeping a traditional sketchbook is something that is going to seriously up your skills and creativity. And next to that, it's super fun to look back and see in quite literal chronological order how far you've come. I want to share with you 12 tips about how to finish a sketchbook, and if this video does well, I will make a video with additional tips. However, there's a little disclaimer before we start. I'm not telling anyone you have to do any of these tips. This is just what I think will help and what has helped me. If you don't want to do it, please just don't do it. It's as simple as that. Tip number 1. Buy a sketchbook you can bring everywhere. This is going to be such an important one. Sketchbooks are for random ideas, thoughts, design things and doodles that can pop in your mind at any time of the day. Having a physical sketchbook near you is going to give you something to get those ideas in. Also, make sure it has a strong cover and can handle a bit of rough handling here and there. I personally use an A5 sketchbook with a hard cover and never switch because these ones are easily portable but still sized decently for bigger drawings and ideas. Also, it personally eases my anxiety a little bit to know that my sketchbook is always there with me. I swear, it's kind of like my emotional support inanimate object. Tip number 2. Try to get comfortable drawing in public spaces. Drawing in public is scary, I admit it, but it's a highly rewarding thing. From drawing on the train and using your time there to get some ideas down, to sitting in a cafe and doodling things you see around you, also people that walk by. Drawing from life is beautiful, and the change of scenery from just your home is going to make your creativity blossom even more. This, however, comes with the downside of people being a bit nosy here and there and peeking in your sketchbook, asking what you're doing. My worst experience so far is that I got people around me making pictures of my sketchbook and of me in a museum. Oh gosh, I hope that doesn't scare you. Also, it was kind of bold of me to be drawing in a museum in the first place, but anyway, I started to not care anymore, and it's great. Tip number 3. Use the space on your pages. Even if it's just with stupid sketches, notes, doodles, random stick figures that are saying stuff to each other that doesn't really make sense, like just like comics, you can make anything. It's a sketchbook, so not every page has to be the Mona Lisa. Don't compare your work to artfluencers or like art influencers out there, because usually they are just sharing like their top work, and they make art books which are not the same as sketchbooks, but they sell this idea of their art book being their sketchbook. But they probably have an actual sketchbook with messy drawings laying somewhere off camera that you will never get to see. Sketchbooks are meant to be beautifully messy, and I think that's a big part of art as well, the messy part. Tip number 4. Sketch with a pen, not a pencil. This is very handy if you're part of the infinite eraser gang. Every mistake you make is erased and drawn over again, and again, and again. Stop doing that. If you're not happy, you gotta move on and get on with the next drawing. Quantity over quality is something that matters a bit more in this specific scenario. So drawing with a pen is going to erase that option completely. Go on and move on and draw and fill up these pages of your sketchbook. Your art will become more quality the more quantity you make. Don't keep track of how many pages you fill. This is very important, I think. Just like using the space in your sketchbook. Well, I already said that, but with a pen, you're gonna make it much easier for yourself. Tip number 5 is to mark sketches you think look good. Show people what you're proud of, even if that person is just you. Use a simple colored marker or anything else that is colorful, like pencils or, I don't know, gouache, watercolors. And draw a square or whatever behind the sketch that you think turned out well. It makes the pages look colorful and gives you the option to track someone's eyes, even if those eyes are only you, once again, to the things you're proud of. I do personally think that sharing your sketchbook with your friends and family is a very healthy way of getting better at art, and like, it's good to share things, but also a sketchbook can be completely private, and if you want to keep it that way, then that's totally fair and I totally understand. Tip number 6, write in your sketchbook. I've already kind of said this with the notes, but I think this one is also really important. Fill the space with song lyrics you got in your head, a poem you thought of, a silly word that came to mind, something dumb that someone said to you that day, or something you bought or want to buy, like a coffee you had that day, or I don't know, anything. It's like using your sketchbook as a diary, and that's also the way that I've been using it. And it's so much fun to just look back at those little notes that I was making, or like a little word that I used a lot back in the day and don't really use anymore, and then just seeing that and be like, oh, that's how I used to function, which is okay. Tip number 7, sign the date of when you drew things. Even if it's one thing or several drawings, sign sketches and pages of art whenever you can. And it's going to make looking back in all these years so much more fun and rewarding, and it will bring you back to where you once were. Kind of the same as the last tip. Most of these tips come down to making your sketchbook more personal, and signing the date. It's going to give you this feeling of nostalgia every time you look back. For me, it even makes me relive certain moments. Tip number 8. Personalize the cover of your sketchbook. It doesn't matter if it's with stickers, paints, acrylic markers, whatever. Make your sketchbook feel like it's yours by personalizing the covers. It can be a sketch that you already made in your sketchbook. I always do this, and every time I start a new sketchbook, I'm super hyped to make the cover. Although it can be a little bit jarring sometimes, so don't make it like this big thing that you have to do. It can be something silly, something funny. It doesn't need to be beautiful, although I personally like my art covers to be like really pretty. But you don't have to do the same at all. Tip number 9. Use references. I think this one is clear, but hey. To circle back to drawing in public, drawing from real life is going to teach you more than through a screen. So drawing people that you see, drawing people walking by, anything. It doesn't need to be people, it can also be like plants, trees, anything. Seeing them with your actual eyes and not through a screen is going to help you a lot. But I do agree that Pinterest and YouTube and anything, there's great references online out there as well. So definitely make use of both of them. Try to switch it up. I used to watch volleyball matches only to pause them and draw the poses of the players. And that helped me significantly with being better at like drawing dynamic poses today. So there's a lot of things you can take from everything around you and use that. Tip number 10 is to experiment with different types of art media when you draw. Get out of your comfort zone. You know, use paint if you've never used paint before. Okay, this is something you can do at home a bit more, I think, because you shouldn't bring everything with you anywhere. Using different media is going to make you think outside of the box too. There are drawings in my sketchbook that are made with ballpoint pens or just fine liners or just pencils. I have to practice this tip a little bit more as well. Tip number 11 is to redraw old art. It doesn't matter if it's from older sketchbooks or something you drew on random sheets of paper. It's so much fun to see your progress in real time before your very own eyes. Seeing myself redraw old art has been very rewarding and made me much more confident in my art journey. I hope you will be more confident when you do this as well, because there will have been progress in these times. Tip number 12 is to give your friends a page in your sketchbook where they can draw or leave messages. This is always so much fun for me, as my friends leave really sweet messages and silly things and silly drawings. And looking back in my sketchbooks make me realize that I have amazing friends. Little moments in time always captured in my sketchbook. Even if it's like silly to ask your friends, hey, do you want to like draw something here? A lot of my friends ask me sometimes like, oh, can I draw something, or can I do something? And I bet a lot of people do. So if you have like 1 page or 2 pages just dedicated to people leaving a doodle or anything behind, give it to them and make them do that so they don't mess up like your flow or whatever. But once again, you don't have to do anything. If you don't want anyone to look in your sketchbook, then that's completely fine. So those were all the 12 tips for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. Be sure to comment, leave a like, subscribe. I must say I am sure I can come up with like more tips if you people are interested. I hope you got something, even if it's just like one little thing out of this video. And if you yourself have tips, then do share them. Leave a comment. Let's help each other out, you know, maybe I can even use that tip and I will credit you in the next video. Okay, goodbye and have a good one, guys.